Yo, what's good boys? Welcome back to another 2K25 video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys 10 tips to become a comp guard on NBA 2K25. So let's get right into it. Number one, I'm going to start this off real simple. You're going to want to have the best controller settings. So right off rip, I'm going to give you my jump shot right here. This is a jump shot I made a video on, and I use release timing. That way I'm able to adjust to any kind of speed up or slow down. I can visually see and react with the most amount of time before my input is finalized. And along with using release visual cue, I'm also using high risk reward, which allows me to hit opens consistently. It allows me to hit lightlies, and it has the largest screen window. So if you want to be good at this game, you have to be using high risk. Number one off rip, you just want to have the best settings. Number two, you want to have your hot zones and lethals. I know a lot of you guys probably have this, but it's earlier on in the year. Some people might be loading up without hot zones or lethals. I have lethals all across the top of the 3-point line. I'm obviously shooting threes. I just got my 99.3. I wouldn't want to load up on any 2K in past years without this. You're at a huge disadvantage if you're not playing comp with hot zones and lethals all over the court. Obviously, maxed out builds and badges will help, but for some reason, a lot of people forget the hot zones or overlook them. All right, number three, like I said, we were starting off real simple. Settings, hot zones. You want to have the best dribble moves on. Also, I give you guys my jump shot. Here are my dribble moves. If you're playing guard, you want to have the best moves. The better the competition gets, the better you're going to have to be at dribbling. Trust me, I've seen it firsthand. You don't want to settle for your current skill level of dribbling. You always want to be looking to get better, because when you start to play better lockdowns and better defenses in comp, your dribbling is going to have to be able to beat that. So if you're just sticking with the same dribble moves that you're using against regular people, when you start leveling up versus comp, it's not going to work anymore, and you're going to need to have a deeper bag. So I like to keep up to date with what moves other people are using. You have to do your research. You have to know what's good and what's not. This is basically what's the cheese, you know, like what's the cheesiest thing you could use. It's not about, you know, fluking the game. It's just about how can you be the best dribbler you can be as the guard, because when you start to play those locks, you're going to have to be moving to keep them from ripping you. And as we get into the more complex, deeper tips, a lot of what is being bad at 2K is not knowing what's good. So when you play bums, it's like they don't even know what they're doing wrong. They don't even know they're on a bad build. They don't even know they're doing the wrong moves. They don't even know they have the wrong jump shot. It's all about knowing the meta. So you need to be up to date on those sort of things, and dribbling is one of the hugest parts. All right. Number four, you're going to want to play with good people. You don't want to settle for playing with bad people. I started off playing with my IRLs. Trust me, I had some of my best memories in gaming playing my IRLs. But there was a point though where I was like, yo, I kind of like playing comp pro-am or just comp in general. Let me see if I can play with better players, people who are kind of on my same level. So don't settle. Don't play with bad people. Always look to play with good people. Play with people from Discord, Twitter, those sort of guys, and play with cool people too. You can find good people that aren't toxic and aren't the craziest people. You can find good people out there. All right, so tip number five, you're gonna want to make sure you have good internet. This is kind of, you know, out of your control, but at least have an Ethernet cord plugged in. If you're playing on Wi-Fi and you're trying to play on the top level, I'm telling you right now, you will never be able to compete. 2K is a complete latency animation based game. If you are playing on Wi-Fi, there is no shot. Like, you have to be on Ethernet, and you have to have at least some kind of decent speeds, or else your input is just not going to be as quick as the locks. You know what I mean? By the time you're doing the dribble move, he's already going to be seeing it coming and ripping it. I played on bad internet. I played on good internet. It's literally night and day. You need to have good internet to be a comp guard. And number six, this one's underrated, but make sure your controller is plugged in. Make sure you're playing with a wired controller. That is another input factor. If you're on PlayStation, I know you can make it that the controller won't communicate through Bluetooth. It will only communicate through the USB cable. On Xbox, I'm using an 8-bit controller, and it's only wired, so it's communicating through that wire. The 8-bit controller is actually good for latency from what I've heard, and that definitely helps when you're shooting. The hardest part of this game so far from what I've seen is being able to react to the different jump shots 2K gives you. I don't know if you guys saw this chart, but your jump shot speed is constantly changing its RNG, so you don't know what timing you're going to get it. You have to visually react to your own cue. So mine is when the ball is releasing from my hands, but it might go straight to the top of my head, or it might squat, sit down, like load up. You have to be able to react to that. So your controller latency and your internet latency are huge parts of that. All right, so tip number 7, we're getting deep in here. Make sure you're able to call plays. Being a guard on a comp stage level or even comp park level, yeah, you can get away with just dribble, hit the slip, dribble, shot. At some point, when you start to play better people, or even if you just want to dominate the comp park or comp stage, you got to be able to call plays. And the biggest things you can call are cuts. Any type of motion is great. Right now, fades are super over overpowered. So I can call a cut out of the corner, and I can either go fade into the corner, or I can actually hit the cut. Just any kind of motion is going to work. And this also includes talking to your big. If you're running pick and roll, which a lot of comp players do, pick and roll or ISO, you got to be able to communicate with your big on when to slip and when to roll and where to set the screen and whether to set it for you to go middle or for you to go wing. There's a whole lot of communication you have to do, and if you want to be a comp guard, you're going to have to get good at communicating and calling out to your team the kind of offense you're running. If you're playing ISO, a great way to switch up would be, yo, have the corner come set the screen for me, and then I'm going to get the switch. I'm going to have the point guard switch, and then I'm going to ISO the point guard. Any type of motion like that is great. Or even if you're boxed in ISO, just call a cut out the corner and it will help. If they're on the cuts and these defenders know how to play the cuts, you can have them front cut where they just curl up like 2 steps and then cut in. I do that a lot. Sometimes I'll just have my lockdown, instead of spotting up in the corner, he's spotting up on the wing. That way it's easier for him to cut if that's the play we're running on that possession. Especially in Pro-Am and Rec, I have so many plays just in my mind, just in my go-to plays that I run, or even sometimes I've written down plays that are great to use. Fifis, raps are great plays. Like anything like that, any kind of motion, just creating offense, plays are amazing. And it doesn't have to be, none of my plays are ever like, okay, you're here, you pass him. No, it's not that complicated. It's literally where everybody stands, and it's just like a cut or an off ball, or this guy's setting the off ball, that guy's cutting, just switching it up a little bit. These plays aren't overcomplicated. We're not out here running horns and all types of crazy stuff where you have to try super hard and everyone has to be on the same page. No, it's just simple communication. Yo, center goes to the off ball, lockdown cut, like some simple stuff like that. All right, and going along with number 7, number 8, you want to switch up the offense. You don't want to be a one-trick pony. So when I'm out here playing comp, I'm gonna shoot off the screen once, I'm gonna hit the slip the next, I'm gonna throw a cut the next, then I'm gonna go dunk the ball. I'm constantly switching up the offense, and I'm not just doing one thing. Say I just came out here and I'm just dribble, shooting threes from the screen. At some point, they're gonna send the double team and they're just gonna play sides on the screen, and then that's not gonna work anymore. So you gotta be able to adjust. You gotta be able to keep the defense on their toes and attack the weak point. Once they start switching and they're doubling me on the screen because I'm killing them with the 3, then that's when I'm gonna start hitting the slip, and I'm gonna communicate with my center to slip as soon as they're about to switch so that he can get the wide open dunk. And then you start working in, is he gonna pass it back to me or not? Is he gonna set it off ball or not? That's how you keep the defense switching up constantly. Obviously, if you're an ISO player, if you're an ISO guard, you want to be able to show the 3 and show the rim run, and obviously throw in a little bit of a play call, but switch it up. Don't just keep it one-dimensional. And I'm telling you, you will have a lot of success with that, especially if you're attacking weak points and then they have to adjust for that, and then you're attacking the new weak point of their new adjustment. That's where you really start to have a dominant offense. Number 9, simple tip here. I didn't know why I didn't put this in the beginning, but buy boost, please buy boost. Like, I don't know what it is with people and thinking boost is not that good. Boost is amazing. Like, I know we're out here spending VC, but when you have more stamina because you bought the Gatorade boost, I promise you, it makes your shots go in more because you have more stamina. Like, so I think the ratings fluctuate, and as your stamina goes down, your ratings are going down. You want to have the most stamina you can have. As a point guard, you want to have block boost. I buy boost for every category when I'm playing like a comp series with money on the line. Obviously, when I'm just playing casually in the park, the only boost I'm buying is jump shot boost. But other than that, you want to have boost in every category if you're playing for money. You want to have, if you're playing for comp stage on the 10K court, you want to have boost in all categories, because that block boost is going to help me as the guard contest or block or jump from the corner. It all helps. Every boost helps, especially playmaking and passing. Your dribbling speeds up. You're going to get plucked less. Your passes are going to go through more. Like, you're going to dunk the ball more with dunk boost. Your jump shots are going to go in more with jump shot boost. And please do not, the Gatorade boost, you need all 3. Like, you will succeed way better if you just buy boost for these comp games. I know VC is tight. I know it's actually expensive. Go play 3v3 Pro-Am and only buy jump shot boost, and you will make tons of VC playing that. I've made 100K playing this double rep weekend of just only buying jump shot boost and playing 3v3 Pro-Am. But please buy boost. You will be so much better at the game. If someone tells you, oh, you need to buy boost, you're ass, they're absolutely lying to you. And last, this is the most important tip. If you made it all the way to this point in the video, I appreciate you for watching. Drop a like, but stop worrying about your win percentage. You will never become comp if you're sitting there worrying about your win percentage. Trust me, I hate losing too. I hate even losing in the park, but it is what it is. You lost. It's one game. It's whatever. Do not care about your win percentage. Don't run from playing good players. Playing the best players or playing better players than you, or playing just good players in general, will help you learn the game, will help you find what works, and will just make you a better player. For example, no one in the 2K league like the pro players that were seen as the best of the best, and my players, some of them were, some of them weren't, whatever, they really were good at the game. No one ever got drafted based on their win percent. They were never like, oh yo, that boy Dimes, #1 pick, he has a 95 win percent. No, it's based on who won competitions. You got to play against comp, you got to beat comp. So if anything, you should be seeking out comp. You should be wanting to play competition. That way you can get better yourself. I know a lot of you guys are out here worrying about your win percent. Don't. Go to the comp stage, go to the stage and play the best players in there. And then when you lose, because you're gonna lose, no one just walks in day one and is the best player on the game. It just doesn't work like that. When you lose, find better people to play with, or see what other people are doing and get better at your dribbling, get better at your scoring, run the plays that they're running, run the offense that they're running. You have to put the time in on the game and be consistent. It's going to take a lot of losing before you're winning, especially in competitions like comp pro-am leagues. I'll put a couple leagues in the description, like Discords. This is where you find good people to play with, where you start playing comp leagues. You sign up with a team. Some of them you get drafted. I don't know if you guys ever see my videos before, especially in comp pro. Some of them you get drafted. Some of them I bring my own team. You can make your own team. You could find new people from Twitter, Discord, and put your own team together and go out there and compete and play for money. And it's actually the most fun part of the game. It's the only thing Joe knows plays now, and he was one of the best park players, one of the biggest park content creators. Competition is the best part of the game. Now we have the proving grounds. You guys are going to see the highest ranked players are the ones who've played pro-am, who've played competition over and over. They've seen every defense, they've seen every offense, they know what meta they have to do, they have the best dribble moves. It's going to take effort more than just, yo, how much park have I played this week, how good can I time my jump shot. You need way more than that to become comp at the game. And I think I've explained most of it in this video. Go get your name out there, interact with other players, find new people to play with. And these were just 10 tips off the top of my brain. I'll put some more thought into it and make a part 2. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, make sure you subscribe also, like the video. And yeah, it's been Young Precise, and I'm out. Peace.